as Galio and Thresh are banned away, and that is a part of the Trinity.
Yep.
As Jarvan looking to be picked up, which does surprise me. Rek'Sai has the ability to knock up the Jarvan, and Lissandra obviously doesn't really mind if you're on top of her.
Nope. I think the Rakan could also be an option here, as Yorick is just going to get power picked for Summit. Okay.
This makes me think now that Jax could easily just come in right now, and it would not be that big of a deal.
The Fiora as well is also available if someone wants to take that route. His last game on the champion was not great in solo queue, having just recently had a look, but of course that doesn't really hold too much weight. Tempt having a think.
Yeah,
the Jax is what they're going to go for, and they will lock it away.
That is an absolute nightmare situation.
Yeah. Right
now for Sandbox. There has to be a reason that they did this. Maybe it's Yorick mid lane or something, or I don't know how they're going to try to approach this, but Hanwha Life now moving into the ban phase. I think that you just actually continue to target Kallista's supports.
Well, Corki is going to be taken away. They're looking for counter matchups in the mid lane, identifying the fact that Sandbox haven't locked away anything there, and the Lissandra is already priced into heading mid. Corki going to be taken off the board, and I actually, I don't mind that if you're a Sandbox fan, just because Corki, despite the fact that it's considered a counter matchup into the Lissandra, has not been doing a lot of winning.
Maybe Lucian, and even though you don't think of Draven when you think of Sangyoon,
I think Lucian Ashe has to come in, right?
Well, see what Sandbox wants to do. Yeah, with all the support still being available, Ashe Tahm Kench is definitely a way to neutralize Kalista.
Yeah.
And Hanwha Life, they do have first pick, so they get a hold of the Tahm Kench. They have their pick of the litter. I mean, Ezreal is even still available. There's lots of physical damage that are on the side of Sandbox. And so Ice-Spawn Gauntlet, definitely a very powerful item.
Ezreal or Ashe are going to be banned here, I feel. But I think that Ashe is definitely the best ban on Sandbox's side. 7 seconds to go.
One of the ways that you could look at it is that Ezreal with the Arcane Shift can get out of the Cataclysm.
That's true.
And he can also escape the Yorick prison as well. So now with this being the way that it is, I think that you take the Tahm Kench here and then get Ezreal last.
Or they just pick Jinx, which could be much more fun.
That would definitely be fun, but
not actually going to happen. It's going to be the Varus picked up here.
Strikes me as a little bit bizarre, and I guess one of the things that they could be thinking here is that they actually want to try to fight fire with fire down in the bottom lane. They're going to have priority in mid, priority in top. Maybe they just want 3 priority lanes so that this Rek'Sai can run amok.
Yeah. And also the way Rek'Sai is going to be jungling as well is a lot of very fast clear. Is that's a Morgana locked in, could be mid lane, could be support. Was banned against Joker, I believe, in game number 1. Looking back, yes it was. Rakan can still be picked up here though, and I'd actually really like to see it.
Talia might come in mid lane. A lot of Korean mid laners have been playing her.
Yeah.
A lot of lately.
A lot of bot laners have been playing the old Talia as well. We just witnessed Billy Gaming over in the LPL picking up the old LS special in the 80 carry position Talia. Probably not going to be the case though. Kallista's already there. And now we're looking at the support for Key. Key with a counter pick in the support role is going to lock in the Braum. I was thinking that maybe we'd be heading towards some spicy times with a Nami or a Bard, but not going to happen. It's going to be a very standard bottom lane here of old in the Varus Braum up against the Kalista Morgana. The Joker now has a lot of pick potential here on the side of Sandbox Gaming. So many options, and they can play around early to mid game extremely effectively with this composition.
Yeah. And they have the Talia Weaver's Wall later to try to help Yorick out later in the game against the Jax, but that really is a ticking time bomb. There's almost no champion that can repel Yorick the way that Jax can in the later stages, and so it's very obvious that the game plan for Hanwha Life is to have 3 priority lanes, let the Rek'Sai farm up and do everything that he can, and it's going to be very difficult for Sandbox to fight back against that, but if they lose ground in mid and bottom, it won't matter about the top lane matchup.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. I think Sandbox, you can trust them to play aggressively and to play very fast and loose. In the early game, they showed us that they're happy to scale in game number 1. Game number 2 is not going to be about that. It's about where OnFleek can be on this map and which advantages he can gain for the rest of his laners, because the mid-game power of this composition out of Sandbox is very, very relevant. But you can see, I mean, Hanwha, no slouches either, and they scale very nicely moving into the late game. They've got a Jax for the split push, and they do have a lot of pick potential themselves with the Chains of Corruption coming out from Sangyoon, and Tempt, of course, being able to roam around on this Lissandra and get work done. Win Sandra is what the LCK dubbed her.
We'll see what ends up happening here as we go into game number 2.
Yeah, game 2 happening right now. Do or die here for Hanwha Life Esports. See if they can do it. Wow. Some desperation coming in from Hanwha fans. As Sandbox already playing pretty far up. Threaded volley lands all
that's
the
a lot of
ticks under
damage
bonO.
Onto Rek'Sai.
That worked ground got really worked.
Yeah.
From that threaded volley.
I wonder if Rek'Sai can tell if ground's been worked with the tremors.
Hey, yeah.
Tremor sense.
Do you know what would be really cool if you had like you get one point of extra movement speed if you're in worked ground.
That would be
wouldn't because like that makes sense, right?
That would be a really nice passive.
Because like you know how we used to have the whole passives of like Leona did 1 less damage to champions with sunglasses.
Where
and
does
things like
Talia
that.
come from in the lore?
She's it's like Shurima, right?
Is she from Shurima? Then it would even make sense.
Yeah, yeah. Make it happen, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'll put that in the email with all of the other things, like the Marvel skin suggestions.
They need
like
to have a Silver Surfer Talia skin.
Oh, they definitely do.
That would be the one. You know the Karma skin that looks like she's all metallic?
Yep.
That they just need that on Talia.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And just call it Warden Talia.
There you go.
There we go. Easy peasy.
Easy peasy. No copyright for Marvel.
Yep.
Or is Silver Surfer Marvel?
I think it might be DC.
Is it DC?
I think so. I don't know. I just don't care. To be honest, no, just too many superheroes, dude. Too many.
All right. Well, this top lane matchup, Jax versus the Yorick. Some people might have not been able to witness it, but it does go quite bad.
It does.
For the Yorick at all stages of the game.
Less so in the mid game. I feel like once you hit level 6 and have the Maiden, there are some opportunities for you to fight back as the Yorick. But you're exactly right. This should be, in theory, very Jax favored. As OnFleek, he's smacking around Bertha here in the enemy jungle. It's going to be vertical jungling here for both Hanwha and Sandbox. It's going to mean that there is a little bit more of an advantage on the bottom side. Is okay. Bertha's going to get confused and get reset. This is going to be a gigantic tempo advantage in the jungle. As all right, Key's actually
not again.
Out. Oh no! You're so impatient, Bertha. All right, Dove is actually going to get the roam though, so this is actually good news for Sandbox. The fact that they do have priority in that mid lane means that at least Bertha does end up going down, but you can see that Wolfcamp's already been denied on the side of bonO. He's looking for Summit, but Summit is relatively safe. There's the dive in. Counter-Strike comes down. Gets the knock-up. Flash is very late, but Summit is still going to be safe.
Was that a visual bug?
Yeah, it was. I think bonO did, of course, get the knock-up, but the Rek'Sai didn't look to be there. Confused the heck out of me as well.
Yeah, I got very confused. I thought that he had just made an error here. Oh!
All right, Dove. Damn.
And Tempt doesn't actually have teleport anymore. Dove is doing fantastic in this lane. Usually, Lissandra is always the one with priority and bullying the opponent, but here in game number 2, Tempt not finding himself with the easiest of times.
And also now has an item disadvantage. Does Dove, but he's still able to get that extra pressure. Okay, going to utilize the minion dematerializer. Hasn't been changed just yet. Still with those 6 charges that you do have. Tempt is going to tidy up this minion wave. And he does have an advantage when it comes to the minions. The Taliyah with no teleport. He's going to have to surf her way back. Does have double Dark Seal now, as well as a Control Ward and that Corrupting Spot. So, going to be very comfortable. But now Tempt is in this lane. No teleport, no Corrupting Charges. And as he goes back home, will be an opportunity for Dove to counteract the situation. Just trying to find some pierces here on some Ren targets, but nothing doing just yet.
The lane ended up being reset in mid, and Lissandra did find herself with about an 8 CS advantage, so coming back into the mid lane, Tempt has salvaged the state at least. He's only going to end up... Oh, he's not going to miss any. Oh, this is absolutely beautiful. Oh, he actually missed one.
That being said, doesn't actually get punished or anything like that. Dove is going to surf some walls to get up towards this top side.
They're going to know that Dove's coming.
Vision going to come in, but Dove isn't going to stop. Oh, that's a really great hit on the Morning Mist. But they don't go overly aggressive. Not going to find the seismic shove, so SoHwan's going to be okay for the moment. Onfleek will need to try and help out this lane, and I'm really glad that Dove has taken it upon himself to try and help Summit, because he's got no flash. It's going to get more and more difficult. Tremor Sense spots out Dove, but he takes the safe way home. Even though he misses a melee minion, this was a cannon wave, so he's going to be okay. Pebbles come in, Pebbles fall down, and the Taliyah is going to be totally fine. Only down by about a wave. As Counter-Strike comes in, Julia pops up. Okay, someone's actually stuck in the wall here. As Summit wants to find the movement speed, does get it as Onfleek was looking. He was thinking about the flash, but doesn't get it. A little bit of a misplay there from Hanwha Life. Summit survives.
Summit ends up living, and that was a really close call. If he just went down right there, it would have meant that Onfleek needed to be locked up in top lane to prevent any of the turret plates from going over to SoHwan. So now it looks like Summit going to come over. He's going to eat some of the honey fruit plants.
Yeah, it's a really nice seismic shove from Dove there in the mid lane as Tempt still struggling here up against the Taliyah. It's one of the more impressive Taliyah mid performances that we've seen for a very long time. I feel like the last time we saw this sort of off-meta Taliyah, it was 2018 with Yukal still picking it and Kuro still picking it. It's no longer the case, and that was patches upon patches ago. Uses the last minion dematerializer stack, and Lissandra is reclaiming some of the control here in this lane. Ghost and Joker having a great time bottom side, though. You can see Sangyoon is in all sorts of trouble when it comes to the minions. Ghost is just more than happily farming towards his item spikes.
He's got that first plate, as Onfleek was maybe looking to make something happen. And, you know, something I really want to talk about here is the CS and top lane. Summit, this matchup really is brutal. And the fact that Summit is doing so well in it so far, I think, is a real testament to how good of a top laner.
And that's after two games.
He really is, yeah. Onfleek, I mean, he was there for one of them as like a pseudo counter gank, but for the most part, it's been himself. And he's been really trying to hang on up there.
Yeah, doing a great job on this Yorick. As Sangyoon taking some damage from the puddle. In fact, Joker's doing a lot of damage with that soil, which I don't think is actually called that anymore. Is that name changed? Tormented soil? Because it's no longer like actually soil, isn't it?
These are the worst things in the world to ask me.
Oh,
I'm a coach caster, by the way, but...
Yeah, but we do play in Korea, so we don't actually get to read too much about what anything's called anymore. I found it actually really depressing because I don't get to hear all of the sweet voice lines. I've like forgotten the majority of the Vladimir lines. It's just so sad.
That's right.
Yeah, I know.
There's a few Korean voice lines that are actually English.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in the Korean client.
Oh, like Brolaf? Brolaf is all the same.
Yeah.
Someone's taking so much damage! What the heck?
Yeah, this is really just...
He had to use his Grandmaster's Might.
That's going to put a damper on this attempted dive attempt. Or, yeah, I wasn't trying to go for a pun.
And did you see... You saw, like, Tempt and bonO, they were there, but they were like, oh, actually, maybe we won't. Maybe we won't go for this one.
Yeah, I guess...
You didn't see anything. No.
We can't actually do this. As Ghost and Joker continuing to lay a pretty big assault down here in bottom lane. Almost looks like they're going to be able to get that second plate. They do indeed.
Oh, that was beautiful from Joker. Gets a puddle down. Airy jumps in, and Sangyoon's going to have to go home. No teleport available for the Varus. And bonO actually going to have to come over, but this isn't a gank trying to get a kill. This is a gank trying to salvage a crappy lane situation.
I like that by Joker. Checks to see if Rek'Sai is perhaps waiting inside of the Tri-Brush. And another thing I want to bring up is that Kalista is about 7.25 level. Sangyoon's still level 6.
Oh, God.
And Hanwha Life now, they're starting the Cloud Dragon. And this is a pretty good timing to do it because you know that the enemy bottom lane has just recalled, but they will on fleek actually go.
He could go for a steal here in theory, but not going to. That would have been a sacrifice of his life. Tremorsense spots out where the Jarvan is, but of course, throwing your flag into the pit is a bit of a giveaway. Ghoulies smacking away at these minions up towards the top side, and Summit is zoning the Jax out of the way on this Yorick pickup. Uses his Awakening after the last rites in order to create even more Ghoulies. Have I mentioned about how adorable the ghouls are?
You've said that quite a few times.
At this cast? I haven't done it this cast, I don't think.
I actually don't mind this Yorick skin. Usually everyone takes the Light Bane.
Yeah.
Or Light Sworn, whatever it's called.
This is
one,
so
I
cool.
really like it. Yeah, I like the Halloween theme for Julia. I think it really does her well.
And Shelly Rivers is going to get taken down. That is an immediate stopwatch, but Joker's flashed in. He's got the ultimate on multiple members. The Cataclysm is down onto Tempt. He's already used all of his buttons. Does pick up the kill on the Morgana, but Sandbox straight up don't care. And On Fleek is on a gigantic tear at this point in the game. Lead Strike gets SoHwan out, but there's the Weaver's Wall. The Taliyah jumps off a little bit unfortunately, but Threaded Volley is going to be pushed up. The Pebbles come down. SoHwan's looking for Dove. Seismic Shove's going to be there. One more auto. And Dove picks up that kill. On Fleek, you're going to need to use your shield, buddy. You don't have enough mana. That's not something you're going to be able to do. Smite comes out. Shelly Rivers parks herself on the top side. And the Yorick versus Jax matchup looking pretty good for the Yorick right now.
Yeah, the Yorick is about to get all these plates up here in the top lane, sharing it with the Taliyah. And what of a turn of events for Sandbox here, as their bottom lane were already smashing the opposition. And now the fact that all of the top lane and mid lane pressure has been relieved from the game, Sandbox are in such a fantastic position here. Shelly's even going to get one more charge. Not that it's really going to matter all that much. It's unlikely that Sandbox return to get the top tier 2 turret without a Baron, but take a look at how this all happened, and I really want to talk about the highlight of this. On Fleek cancels Tempt's ultimate animation with the stopwatch.
Wow, yeah, he did.
Her arms were half raised as he pressed the stopwatch, and it completely canceled and just foiled their plans here. And even though a double kill came in, SoHwan trying to run away. He said, oh, what was that? Nice. Push top. Something craftsman?
He's a Morgana master, is what he just said.
Morgana master, Morgana craftsman.
Hey, to be perfectly honest, he was.
Yeah.
That was pretty fantastic there from Joker. Just shows the power of the Morgana pick. Once you get that level 6, Soul Shackle's pretty strong now with that extra movement speed.
And it's sort of hard to imagine how Hanwha Life are going to come back inside of this game. The Kalista is so massive and just so powerful against the short-range champions that Hanwha Life have. But they are making a play against Summit. Interesting that Summit is down in XP.
Yeah, down in farm now as well, to the tune of 20 CS out of nowhere. Because Summit was smashing that lane. Previously, turret plates are going to be taken here. Last chance saloon for those turret plates, and they are going to be eaten up. There by Sandbox, already taken down the tower on the top side of the map, is going to fall. On the bottom side as well, 6 turret plates look to be the pickups here for Hanwha, as this last one is going to be taken. As they take down this turret, SoHwan is going to be able to get all of the gold for that,
right at
just
the very
in
end.
time.
And that's a really nice pickup there for the Jax, as he would be one of the ways back into the game if he can just end up getting online and being able to help his team. But almost a 3,000 gold deficit here at 14 minutes.
Yeah, and we mentioned the fact that Sandbox are much more comfortable to play early game with this composition this time around, and they're doing exactly that. You can see 505 on the turret plate, 1,600 gold. In comparison to the 960, which is not too bad, but that's 4 extra plates going over to Sandbox. Playing around advantages very nicely, and that is going to continue until this game has really worn on. Especially with how the Yorick versus Jax matchup is going. It's just going way better for Summit than it should be. Although Trinity Force is now completed for SoHwan, and it's not there for Summit just yet. He's going to look for a back, probably finish it with the money that he has at the moment. Just over 1,000 gold, and he's going to be able to complete that one.
I feel like he's maybe backing off because he wants to come over and help with the blue, perhaps even eat the Gromp or something. But second Cloud Drake of the game is now spawned here. Hanwha Life probably want to pick that up. That's when it goes from Cloud Drake to Cloud Drake.
Yep, that's good.
And then Cloud for Final Fantasy VII. That's the third one, so.
Ooh. From the game or from the movie?
The game.
The game?
The game.
Oh, I like the Cloud in the movie.
Really?
I think his outfit's a little bit cooler.
Okay.
I do like the fact that when you play Cloud in Smash Bros. Ultimate as well, you can choose which outfit you go with as well, out of Final Fantasy VII or Advent Children.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
A little bit of a tidbit for those of you looking into playing some Cloud Smash Bros. Ultimate.
You know who I'm really sad didn't make it into Smash or something from Final Fantasy?
Who?
Not Sephiroth.
Yeah, who?
Vincent.
Oh, really?
That would have been cool.
Yeah, that would have been cool, I guess.
Vincent Valentine, who just turns into a demon or something. You know, that'd be pretty cool.
Make it happen. Next crossover. Come on, Nintendo. You're watching, right? You're watching this broadcast. Alright.
So far in this game, though, it's probably just going to enter into a little bit of a lull state. No high priority objective going to be coming up until that Infernal ends up spawning. And with the wave clear that is present on both of these teams' sides, it's hard for me to imagine the mid-tier 1 turret going down for either team.
I find it interesting that OnFleek's going for the Black Cleaver after the Cinderhulk was completed. Often we see either full tank or full damage, but not to be the case this time as Dark Recession comes in from Summit. He's already been stopped, but does land the Morning Mist as Tempt is going to turn up. That's a very dead Yorick this time around. Can Sandbox actually answer, though? And the answer is a hell yes! Sangyoon has to flash, but he flashes to his death. Tanking of the turret does go over to Ghost, and that means that he uses his full health bar and helps Sandbox complete the dive. Really nicely done, and they'll transition into a turret.
They're going to end up getting the mid-tier 1 turret after there's such a heavy commitment to the top side of the map.
That's a huge trade-up for Sandbox.
And the thing is that Hanwha Life, they are accelerating the Jax, though.
Yeah.
And that is the true key to victory for them here in this game. And take another look at how it all happened. Jax was waiting extremely patiently up there. Ends up getting the stun onto Summit. bonO able to come around, and I mean, this was a 3-on-1. They're really trying to bully Summit.
Yeah, all too easy, basically. As Sangyoon got a little bit greedy for a minion wave, and the binding landed. The Morgana Master, as he said so himself. Was able to lock that one down. Flash from Sangyoon, not enough. And then Key, he walks into a wall.
Yeah, really good juggling of turret aggro by Sandbox right there to net themselves an objective. Oh, what? Just barely. You know what? We're going to need a replay on that.
Yeah.
Going to need a chrono break.
Yeah, I would definitely have paused. I guess bonO was burrowed. So in theory...
Does it make her a little smaller when she's in the ground?
I mean, she should be underground. So how can you hit a dark binding that goes above the ground, LS?
Oh.
I know, right? He was taking
Whoa!
Oh my god, Dove! Can he get the second one? Unbreakable's there, but the flash is enough. Double kill! Solo for Dove's Taliyah!
Well, all of a sudden he just won MVP for himself.
Damn right he did.
That's all.
May have just got himself into the Penta.
I think that is all that he actually needed to get that MVP award, as now, you know, I said earlier that they would not push this lane without Baron, but
they can't even get a Baron. It's only 19 minutes into the game.
Sandbox are just so far ahead right now of Hanwha Life. Dove crashing this wave in. Surprised they don't actually go over to the blue buff to steal that away, but instead they're going to raise the mid-tier 2 turret.
Yeah,
Gold
Julia going to be helping
now.
out.
Almost 6,000 here for Sandbox Gaming in game number 2 as they look to completely destroy
Oh no,
all of Hanwha's
bonO.
hopes. Oh, the
Flash
binding
comes
landed.
in, that binding's going to land this time around. Weaver's Wall, and that's another one. 3 in a row now for Dove. 4, 0, and 4, close to 1,000 gold bounty. The Talia in the mid lane, we haven't seen it for quite some time, and Dove shows us that it's basically overpowered.
We haven't seen it for quite a while. Talia was historically a jungler the last time
and
that
now
we
it's
saw
a
her.
bottom lane champion,
Now it's a
according to
bottom lane
LS
champion.
and BBQ and Suning Gaming.
Yeah, it was also
Sorry,
picked in
Billy
another
Billy.
region. Someone had tweeted me a draft that was identical.
Oh, really?
Yeah, to BBQ.
Someone else is trying to go for the Avengers?
Yeah, the Avengers.
Did they have to pay you royalties?
I don't even know. Take another quick look at this, and it was so surprising. Key took so much damage on the turret aggro, and then because of the Varus, the ground that Dove ended up stepping on.
이거 얘 푸시 못하게 막아야 돼. 어떻게 이거?
What?
대현아, 뭔 일이야? 뭐야?
What are you doing?
칼퇴근 나이스.
Nice.
What happened to you?
Yeah.
That's what they were asking, Dove. We go immediately into another one, and this is Joker playing his little heart out. A little bit sad that Dove's having such a great performance, because otherwise I think MVP would definitely be taken by the Morgana. The Sandbox's mid and bottom side of the map is really what's pushed them all the way over the line. We mentioned that the Jax pickup into the Yorick is fantastic for Hanwha Live. Sandbox said, well, we just straight up don't care. We're going to use Summit as a pseudo jungler here. Taking Infernal Drake by himself, does so very, very easily and comfortably. Almost towards Hysterics as his next item. They've got so much global gold as well. 3-0 and 2 now for On Fleek, and as we mentioned before, 4-0 and 4 now, 1,000 gold bounty for Dove.
7,000 gold lead almost accumulated here for Sandbox. At 21 minutes, and Summit is just shredding through the jungle camps right now. It's going to be very difficult for bonO.
Well, bonO just doesn't get any income anymore, right? He doesn't have a jungle. You might say that it's on his side of the map, but I don't think that's his side of the map anymore. There's no more inner turrets remaining, and there's no jungle camps in your base, unfortunately. There's the flag and drag. The binding is once again going to be robbed by Joker.
Yeah.
He's down very, very low as the dive in onto Sangyoon is very successful, but Joker is going to get picked up by the ultimate from bonO. The Void Rush is a dangerous one. He is able to tunnel his way out, but look at Ghost Damage. Summit, he's able to get in there with the last rights, and now Tempt finds him on the wrong side of the map. Key now, 500 on the health bar as the knockup does land as Tempt
That was a weird
is going to play a bit of a do-si-do. Yeah, that was an odd one. Tempt is going to flash, Key's going to go down. SoHwan gets the double knockup. That was a really cute flash from OnFleek to get the knockup, but SoHwan's still able to take down the Kalista, and that may have just saved Baron for Hanwha Live.
Yeah, it's definitely going to bring them much closer to coming back inside of this game. It did close the gold lead ever so slightly.
Well, that was 1,000 gold from killing the Talia.
We'll take a look at how this all ended up transpiring as OnFleek comes in here, gets the knockup, goes for Sangyoon knowing that he doesn't have flash available. And then Talia gets locked up. Rek'Sai ultimate, able to help take down Joker.
Oh, and SoHwan got the bounty gold as well.
Yeah, and that's the champion that you want, getting the most value out of these fights, as Jax is going to be the one saving grace. And also, important to note, the next team fight, Varus will have all of his spells available.
That was a really cute flag and drag cancel there to get the knock-up on the Jax. Avoid a little bit of extra damage as he's got his Spirit now. That Essence Flare, passive, the Awakened Dragon now. He's going to be online. This is actually going to be huge. The fact that SoHwan got that money is just insane. Here for Hanwha, because remember, you have to build the weirdest items in order to get the Spear of Sojin, so having yourself a free ride towards that recipe completion is just insane.
Hanwha wants to pull the trigger here, maybe. They call him the teleport from Tempt. Yorick.
Yeah, split push for the Yorick happening on the bottom side of the map. I probably would have left Julia there as the red buff does go over to OnFleek. Julia could have done some split pushing there for Sandbox if they wanted to deactivate her. Summit knows that his damage is all about whether Julia can help him or not. Yeah, Sangyoon is going to go down to half health as well, so he might actually need to head back to the fountain, and that might be the opportunity for Sandbox to get towards this Baron, at least claim sole vision of this area. Look at all these forward control wards, just insane. As Joker's puddle is hurting way more than it should.
Yeah. Some bottom turret damage also going down as a cannon minion.
And look at all of the the minions that are just going to the abyss. Sandbox denying a lot of money
to pick it up, and this is definitely a very painful situation to be in right now for Hanwha Life. But Sandbox, they're not utilizing Baron as a bait to force Hanwha to come in, and so if there's an error that they're doing, it would be that right now. They're posturing for quite a while. This is giving Jax, Varus, and Lissandra a lot of time to keep trying to farm back up.
But they're sharing farm because there's no teleport on SoHwan, so he can't enter a side lane. Oh, that was a great buffer of the tunnel, but is it actually enough? bonO's just going to explode. Even uses his flash. That was a whoopsie, if ever I've seen one. Julia! Oh no, she's going to be taken down, turned into 50 gold by Tempt. That's bad news, Bears. Joker looking for another binding, finds it onto Tempt, sneaks it all the way through there as on fleek, flags and drags, but they're not getting the engages. The flash forward. Joker does find the soul shackles, but it's only on a key. They do manage to get the flash out of the Braum. But you're exactly right. I feel like there are other objectives they could be going for right now.
They can just go into the Baron pit, and as soon as Hanwha Life are forced to commit because they have a flashless Jax, a flashless Lissandra, and a flashless Varus, they're forced to come into the river, and at that point, you have flashes on multiple members. You can just turn on them, get the Baron to 4,000 HP, demand that they come into you, and then just run at them.
Yeah, that's really weird. That was a very, very strange situation. We've got a 7,000 gold lead over the Sandbox Gaming at the moment. So, like, also, I mean, there's a lot of other reasons to go to the Baron pit. Demand a fight that you can win because you've got more money.
You have a lot more money, you have the Infernal Drake, you have numbers, they don't have a jungle, so they don't have Smite, they don't have a champion who has an ability that might be greater than Smite.
Yeah.
And so it's very bizarre to see this happen in Sandbox. Sometimes this actually happens quite often for them.
Yeah, I want to see week 1 Sandbox back, you know? The Sandbox that just goes for Baron at every point.
They get lots of advantages, and then nothing ends up happening.
Look at all of this vision that they have now around the Baron pit. They got a reset, they got home, they cleared out all the vision and put all the vision on themselves. Keys Unbreakable is now down. There is a brief window where the Weaver's Wall can be very influential. The Unbreakable fantastic at denying that particular ultimate. But also Sandbox have so much single target damage. I mean, Talia was a jungler purely because she was so good at it. And they've got the Kalista for the secure. Even Summit does a lot of damage to the Baron. Just go and hit the Baron, guys.
It's really bizarre to see how long they're posturing. And I could understand if maybe they were a Hanwha Life and, you know, their playoff spots on the line and this is do or die for them, and maybe
they're already in playoffs.
Getting to them. But that's not what's happening. And so we're having these constant standoffs and stalemates, and it almost feels like it could come back to bite them, as now they're going to decide to start it.
Yep, they will.
They just wanted to make sure that some of the members on Hanwha Life had flash first.
I really like that Dove can actually throw threaded volleys in over the wall here as well, because now, he's going to miss the seismic shove as SoHwan looking for that stun. Can bonO actually get into the pit? He does go into the Void Rush as everyone jumps on over. They've held off on the damage on the Baron. bonO trying to get in. Preseek is not going to steal it, so the Baron is going to go to Sandbox Gaming, and they're given a free ride out of the pit as well.
And a ping goes down onto the Ocean Drake, which I find so peculiar.
That's why you got to get the objectives, LS. Open Drake is a Drake too. Okay? We're all about acceptance here. Equal opportunity for the Dragons. And this Ocean Drake is going to be treated like an Infernal. And OnFleek is going to lock that one down. Next one's going to be an Infernal Drake.
That's what they knew.
Yep.
They knew that they could get another Infernal to spawn, and so now we take a look at this, and this was honestly looking like it might have been a close call, as Rek'Sai was almost able to get close enough. Yes, there is a Kalista present, but Dove and Joker were doing a phenomenal job with their zoning and lockdown.
Yeah, I really like the Soul Shackles into the Fate's Call to get the Morgana out of trouble. Very cute. Weaver's Wall is going to troll Joker just a little bit there as Sandbox keep them on the other side of this inhibitor turret. But look at Julia and Summit. They're just smacking down this bottom inhibitor turret, as that's going to be a great pickup. Guardian Angel already down onto OnFleek. He should be able to flag and drag or flash. Does the flash option. in order to get out of danger to destroy the inhibitor turret Julia, and a couple of siege minions are doing a bunch of work here now to the inhibitor that's still standing. There is one on the bottom side of the map as well, but they've broken open the base well and truly. Have Sandbox, and they've still got 2 minutes of Baron.
Well, top lane, not the best looking lane right now for Sandbox. But with the two inhibitors, like you just mentioned, both being exposed, it's not going to take too long.
Yeah, Baron up minions are going to be
Yeah, this is it. Hanwha, they said that the time is now.
Yep, Tempt can't actually find too much lockdown though, as Joker is even able to get out of harm's way. SoHwan could be in trouble now as Dove is looking for more. Cataclysm flies into the backline. The Claw of Doom is not going to be followed because Alessandra is so incredibly low. Sangyoon dies as an afterthought, and his bottom lane partner is also sent to the death chamber. Sandbox will get at least 2 inhibitors and might even be able to push further.
In Summit, he has teleport available. He could recall right here, teleport to a minion, buy himself an elixir, just for added chance of making sure nothing can go wrong here, but it seems like it's going to be all that she wrote for Hanwha.
Yeah, oh, look at how much damage bonO takes. He jumps into the ground to try and use his ultimate, but I'm sorry, Rek'Sai, you are not going to come out to live this time around. Tempt dives forward, Circle of Frost is good. Sonya's Hourglass is around, but he just sees his death in the end. The Nexus does so as well, as Sandbox Gaming put Hanwha Life away and deny their playoff dreams.
And what an unfortunate series there for Hanwha.
Yeah.
As now they're going to have to look forward to summer before they have another opportunity of finally making it to playoffs.
And they just want to avoid 6th place. I think even 7th place at this point would be good, because at least it shows that they can move somewhere in the standings. It's just, it's so inevitable that Hanwha Life are in 6th place. Be it the Rocks Tigers from previously, now with their new fantastic sponsor. They've got so many fans as well, and all of them just wishing that one day they can finally make it just up one rung in these standings.
So, I want to talk about who gets MVP this game.
Well, Dove had a fantastic mid-game, but then fell off.
Right, exactly, and I think that that's actually the really key point, is that Joker was consistent from the get-go. He didn't have as high of a high, but he also didn't look like a roller coaster, which is what Dove was.
Yeah, and also Joker was making the correct plays throughout the entirety of that game, instead of just getting a cool double.
So many bindings. His Tormented Soil was doing a lot of work.
Yeah.
And then he was there when they needed him as well, and his Black Shields were also quite nice. So
and his ult around the Baron pit confirmed the Baron for them as well. Ghost on your screen right there. He's been a bit of a happy boy today, although he's been slightly on the back seat. Being carried by largely this man on your screen right here, Joker, playing it out very, very nicely. The Morgana, the rework, mostly a visual update, and Joker's showing that she is very, very strong. Certainly a lot more priority given over to Morgana these days, and I welcome her back. I like the range supports towards the bottom side of the map.
I do too. I like the carry support meta. You know, I really miss that.
Yeah.
Misfortune, Zyra.
Yep.
All of them, absolutely fantastic.
Zyra was my all-time favorite champion when she came out. Yeah.
You know what? I believe it's also Deficio's.
Yep, Deficio was
Zyra Twitch.
Definitely a fan of the Zyra. Even his professional career, I believe Deficio had quite a few games on the old Zyra. I'd have to look that one up though. It's been quite a while since he played. Well, shout out to Deficio if you're watching, my friend. But that is going to be the Swift 2-0 here for Sandbox Gaming. And I believe now they have leapfrogged Kingzone Dragon X. They have, as their score lines were identical. Kingzone ahead by 3 game score. After this game, we do have Kingzone making their way onto the Rift for the final time here in Week 9. And they'll be up against the Afrika Freaks. So a chance for them to leapfrog right back towards that towards that 3rd place, just under SK Telecom, who are in a pretty comfortable position in second now.
They really are.
On SKT's side.
And, you know, later on tonight, we get to see a pretty important match.
Yeah. For
both parties, Kingzone and Afrika. Both really do want to win. Afrika needs to win because they are going neck and neck with KT for that relegation zone. Take a few looks at that. That was so impressive. The cancel of the Lissandra ultimate as her arms were half raised.
Yep, and this was honestly the beginning of the end, is what it felt like. Sandbox, they take down Shelly, they get a double kill for their jungler.
That binding onto the Varus really helps set up this whole play. Sangyoon was missing so much HP, flash as he might, it just would not be enough in the end. He runs into a wall.
Joker actually just like, man.
This was really good by Dove. It really is between the two.
Yeah, I think so.
For who gets the MVP. I really hope it's not Dove just because of that bottom lane play, because I feel like Joker would just really be robbed. This is Joker setting this up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you press the Weaver's Wall, you come over, you get the kill. Well, multiple champions could have just got the kill at the end there. And then even this right here, this is where Dove starts to fumble things.
That binding was robbed once again.
Binding was definitely robbed. And then Dove, or Joker, continues on. He ends up getting brought down there by bonO.
And this was where Dove's impact sort of lowered, definitely a lot.
Right.
And I think this is the point where you are going to give it over to Joker as far as the MVP. See, the Black Shield onto Ghost was absolutely fantastic. The ultimate came in from Tempt and actually got the stun, but they had to think about it. And in that time, Ghost got to safety, and the Fate's Call gets a beautiful knock-up. That kills Sangyoon. Really great play here from Joker. And Sandbox just in general, I loved the fact that they varied their play styles from game 1 into game 2. Game 1 was about them having the scaling advantage, playing slow. Game 2 was about getting leads.
Almost out-damaged Kalista and Yorick on his Morgana.
He out-damaged Jax. He out-damaged everyone on Hanwha, apart from Lissandra.
If he doesn't get the MVP, I think something's actually really... That support lives matter.
Yeah, I think there's... I will offer a spoiler. It's definitely going to Joker. It is Joker's MVP.
Really?
Yeah, confirmed.
Wait, I didn't...
Confirmed. There is absolutely no way it's going to anyone else. And as you can see on your screen right now, he does pick it up, his second so far for the LCK. It's because Summit just keeps picking up all of the MVPs. Sandbox?
Well, here we definitely see the binding and the soil. That's what really got this going after Hanwha Life, for some reason, committed 3 members to killing Yorick up in top lane.
Oh, and he would have got the kill there as well with the Dark Binding. Robbed once again.
This was the Baron denial. This isn't quite your Chovy and Lehens, but it'll do.
And that was the Fate's Call. Great play there from Ghost to get the Morgana out of trouble. They create enough distance and they lock down the Baron. It was very nicely played. The way Sandbox have evolved their Baron plays and their Baron calls, even though we may have been saying that it was a little bit too tentative, they still almost guarantee it every single time. That's why their Baron percentage is so incredibly high. But guys, we are going to be going into this MVP interview with Summit and Joker, so let's throw it over to G-Sun for some translation.
네, 오늘 승리 가져가면서 이제 플레이오프 진출은 뭐 예전부터 확정이 돼 있었고 이제 더 높은 순위로 올라갈 수도 있어요. 다음 경기도 승리를 한다면 오늘 승리 정말 기분 좋으실 것 같은데요. 소감 들어볼게요.
네, 이제 한화전도 이기고 그 남은 경기들 중에
Well,
중요한 경기 중 하나였는데
I think Hanwha Life Esports today's series was one of the most important matches remaining, so I'm really happy.
기분 좋으신가 봐요.
인터뷰 때
You look really excited right now.
네.
Are you nervous?
야,
Well, I get
소리는
nervous on
전혀
interview
긴장 안
stage.
해보이는데.
Yes, I am.
네, 오늘도 정말 축하드리고요. 조커 선수도 꽤 오랜만에
Joker,
뵙는 것 같아요.
it has been a while to
네,
seeing
기분
you here.
좋으실 텐데 소감 들어볼게요.
How do you feel about today's win?
좀 많이 중요한 경기라 긴장.
Yeah, today was a very significant match for us. So I was a bit nervous, but it went better than I expected, so it feels really nice.
정말 돋보였습니다. 특히 1세트에는 썸 선수가 탑에서
Game
굉장히
one.
도전하지 않을까
Actually,
제이스 앨리스 상대였잖아요.
you were facing up
걱정을
against
많이
Jace and
했는데
Elise,
잘 받아치시더라고요.
but you were just tolerating all the damage and all the ganks. So how did you play that? Well, the concept of our draft was actually sacrificing top lane, so I think I pulled that off really well.
지난번에는 요리기 마녀와 굉장히 오래 함께하는 장면이
And last time we saw you
오늘은
having your
어떤
maiden
전략을
for a long,
펼쳤나요?
long time. Then what kind of strategy were you trying to play today? Well, today I just let her go.
네, 마녀를 쉽게 떠나보내는 장면이 많이 나왔습니다. 30분 발언 저지
And
장면이 있었는데요.
there was this
그때
highlight over here. You guys were actually pushing Hanwha Life Esports out and stop their Baron try. You guys were just keep placing control ward in the pit.
바론 스마 싸움을 앞두고
Well, we were about to have a smite competition.
저희가 이제 계속
And well, our jungler said that he needs a vision over there, so we were just keep placing wards in there. So it's about Sandbox player keep telling Onflick that we're gonna just put ward in there, so don't worry. And especially Joker is mostly on top of every vision stat. Well, actually over there I got caught out very weirdly, so I just wanted to cheer my teammates. But I was a little bit worried that they might take the Baron. So, and you also let your teammates hit the last stack of the Barons to get the gold, so are you trying to sacrifice yourself to your teammates? Yeah, I mean, I'm a support. Well, 30 gold doesn't really mean a lot to me, so I just let any carry or the mid laner to take it. Joker, game 2 you played Morgana, and Morgana got a bit of a buff, so how do you rate Morgana as a champion right now? Well, I don't really feel big difference, but well, there was obviously some buffs, so I thought it's a very viable pick right now. So whenever the situation is ready, I'm just gonna play Morgana. And Morgana, there was a great engagement on you using your ultimate, so what's your favorite skill of Morgana? Well, a lot of people think that Morgana is a support that stay in the backline, but I actually want to go in and engage and land a lot of CCs. And over there, well, I knew that I had so much CC on my opponent, so we were able to win that team fight. And that's a mic check, you calling yourself as a Morgana master. Well, I'm not sure about other champions, but I mean there are not many Morgana champions and players, but I want to say that for confidently, I'm the Morgana master. Sandbox, you are on 3rd place and you have 1 series left. And if you win that, there is a possibility of starting the playoff in the 2nd place. So our final opponent will be Genji for the regular split. So Genji, I think they are performing better and better, so we're going to prepare really hard. Is there going to be a top carry strategy that time? Anything is possible. And Joker, so how are you going to prepare for the last series of the split? I really want to win that, and we're just going to prepare so hard to playoffs as well, so I just want to show great performance to my fans. Joker, is your back okay? The neck? Well, during the game, I think I just forgot how sick I was, so it's getting better. I'm feeling better. So this was the MVP interview with Summit and Joker, and gonna pass it back to our casters. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ji-sun. Great to hear from Joker and Summit. Joker feeling a little bit unwell, but able to ignore it in the game, which is exactly what my buddy LS was able to do as well. You may have noticed that his voice was a little bit weird, and that's because there was a little bit of an allergic situation going on, but he got through it. He's a trooper. And now you can see Damwon are confirmed into that wildcard match against, at the moment, King's Own Dragon X. But if King's Own win in our 2nd series of the night, they will leapfrog and move up above Sandbox Gaming. So a battle between those two to avoid that wildcard match against Damwon Gaming, I think, is actually very important for Sandbox fans. Yeah. Sandbox versus Damwon is a match that Damwon was pretty good at winning in challenges.
Yeah, and Afrika, there's so much on the line for them. What kind of a roster are they going to field, and how are they going to try to approach the draft?
Yeah, exactly right. They had a little bit more of a confirmed draft, a roster of players more recent.